and welcome back to Quick Looks with the Casual Hour. I'm Bobby Pease. Joining me as always, the gamer on the go, Chase Kinnicky. Chase, we are about to hop on the wildest and craziest train full of monsters you've ever seen.
Choo-choo.
Choo-choo, motherfuckers. And before we hop on the train, if you want to stay up to date on all the cool shit we're doing with the Casual Hour, Quick Looks, Let's Plays, all that fun stuff, go ahead and like and subscribe, leave a comment below, and we will make sure that you are up to date on all the cool stuff we're doing. Let's get into it. I'm so excited. Chase, what can you tell me about Monster Train?
Well, I can tell you a lot, because this game is very good, and I've been playing a lot of it lately. This game actually came out in May of last year, but I was in early access. I think it is fully out now.
Okay.
And it also has a DLC that's out, The Last Divinity, which you see up there in the top right corner, which you have purchased.
Yes.
This game's been on Steam for a while, but it's also just now on Switch. So you can grab the Switch version as well. On Steam, it's $25. It's made by a developer called Shiny Shoe. And then on Switch, it's $30, which sounds like, oh man, Switch tax happens again.
Yep.
But actually, the Switch version is called Monster Train First Class, I believe.
Okay.
Which has the Last Divinity DLC baked into it. Whereas the DLC is like another $12 on Steam.
Oh.
So
okay.
You're actually technically getting a discount on the Switch. Kind of however you think of it there. But
sure.
This game rules.
Yeah, I'm really into what this game's doing quite a bit. And, full disclosure, we've been playing a lot of this, as you mentioned. We even streamed it one night on the show. But we wanted to do a quick look to really celebrate that launch on the Switch, and not necessarily 1.0 for them, because I think that happened a little bit prior. But regardless, we wanted to take a time to highlight a game that has meant a lot to us here on the show, and something I've been playing this game daily, and I'm getting better. I'm not great, but I'm learning a lot and having a great time.
Yeah.
So,
and it looks like you are like a tiny bit ahead of me. I just unlocked the Umbra class, the Umbra clan, I guess.
Yeah.
So I haven't played with them at all. I have no idea what they're about.
So
I can tell you on the Switch version, though, when you see Bobby going over these different icons and things, and they're giving him tooltips, can you just move over something that gives you a tooltip? There you go.
Yeah.
So that happens automatically with the mouse when you're playing on the PC version. When you're playing on the Switch, those things pop up contextually, but kind of automatically, and it ends up being really nice. We played Griftlands on for a quick look much earlier, and Griftlands I feel like has a problem where on Switch you have to like hold a bunch of buttons to be able to get those tooltips to show up, whereas on PC they just kind of show up as you roll over them. And Monster Train does a way better job of showing those tooltips and letting you really understand its mechanics.
That's awesome.
Much better, in my opinion.
That's great to hear. I was really nervous about, like, anytime I hear, like, games that we've played on PC, and I'm not saying it's, like, PCs over Switch or anything like that, but just, like, using a mouse and keyboard for games like this, going to a console, I always wonder, like, how are they going to migrate that over? And
totally.
I'm curious. I know that they mentioned Loop Heroes coming out later this year. We played that game quite a bit on the show, and I wonder how that's going to work on the Switch as well.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the same problem with mobile games as well. Whether porting something to mobile or porting something from mobile, it's how's this going to work with touch? Are you just going to put on a virtual controller? Because those always suck.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is interesting. I want to. Bobby, can I suggest that we play with the Umbra Clan just because I want to see what they're about?
Yeah, I was actually hoping, because so I read. Let me switch over really quick. So the ones that I have unlocked so far, we got Hellhorn, which you see on the screen now. Let me pause. So you have a primary clan, you have an allied clan, and they are going to be interchangeable as you progress in the game and unlock it. This clan level unlocks new artifacts, new cards, and abilities for that clan. So you can see right now with the Umbra as my ally, they're only at a 2. So we've got the Hellhorn, we got the Awoken. You've got the how do you say this word, Chase? I can't pronounce.
I would say Stygian.
Stygian. Okay. And then the Umbra.
I'm probably wrong.
Umbra, however you want to say it. Also, as you go through it, you get 2 different champions per deck. And so you can unlock those based off of your skill level. But Chase said the Umbra, whatever we're going to call them. I had read somewhere.
Umbra,
okay. I read somewhere that this is maybe one of the best champions in the game. He seems a lot more
very cool.
A little bit more complex. It kind of has an alien xenomorph look to it, you know?
Sure, I can see that. You know, to back up even slightly more, just to kind of tell people what this is. This is a roguelike game. It is a turn-based game. It's a card-based game.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a deck, you have a discard pile, so it is definitely a card game. And if you've played a game like Magic the Gathering before, I think you'll find a lot of stuff that really translate over. Can you see one of the creatures again when you go over something? There you go. Yeah, there you go. So you can see there on that champion. That champion will get other effects as we play the game, but the 20 on the bottom left is its attack, and the 20 on the bottom right is its health.
Yep.
And that's very similar to Magic, except that in this, the health is permanent. So you will the damage that you take during the matches holds over per match anyway. Like once you beat a thing, you get your full health back. But
Totally.
But yeah, you'll be able to see it more when we play it. But if you're a person who plays Magic the Gathering or used to play Magic the Gathering like I did, a lot of these mechanics you'll go, oh, that's just trample. You just put trample in this game. Actually, trample is literally in this game, but
yes.
Trample is in this game. Haste is in this game. It's called Quick in here. There's a different thing that's called Haste in this game, but there's a lot of mechanics you'll be very familiar with.
Chase, what ally clan would you like to see in partnership here?
So I don't really know what the Umbra does, so I'm not sure what complements it that well. I can tell you, I mean, I really liked the Awoken class.
Okay.
I just think they're really tanky and have a lot of really fun, weird stuff. Well, also Magic the Gathering wise, there's I would say the Hellhorned is very much a red deck. If you're thinking about Magic the Gathering colors, goblins and that kind of stuff. Awoken is very green, big creatures. Stygian is kind of blue. Hey, we're going to do weird stuff to you. Umbra, I'm guessing, is black.
Yeah.
But I'm not 100% sure. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
And then this is something that you unlock after you complete a successful run in the game. And it's this. The Covenant allows you to opt into a higher challenge level and start mastering cards on victory. Your Covenant rank goes up every time you win a run at your highest unlocked rank. Do you want me to have this turned on to show some of those more in-depth
Yeah,
features?
I think so.
Okay.
Like this. So when I first played this game, you don't have the Covenant unlocked yet. You just kind of play the standard mode, and I beat it first try, no problem. I had a really nasty build, and it was amazing. And then the Covenant unlocked, and I have not won since.
Yeah,
because I feel like the Covenant. Oh, the risk reward stuff they give you, you're like, oh, that's going to be so good, and then you get just destroyed afterward.
I think this is a really good showcase piece here of. I love that it outlines things, and so these random starting cards only happen with Covenant, so don't expect this on your first run. But again, the tool tipping on this game is phenomenal. So when you look here, like these are the 3 bosses we're going to fight in between the rings of going through hell here. And you can already start to see, all right, the first boss we're up against has Rage, Armor, Slay. You can start to see what happens here as you progress through the game. This gives you an opportunity to start thinking about what build you want to get right away. These random starting cards, again, part of Covenant, and they give you some help, all that you can get. So we'll get 2 of these packed morsels. I can tell you right now, just to show off a bit of what the Umbra is and what little bit I know about the Umbra, we're going to start with this packed morsels.
Okay.
So we'll grab.
And you get all these cards. Yeah.
Yep. The other thing, you will not have the Divine Boons available whenever you're doing a standard run. This is going to be at every stop in between battles on the Covenant. But you will, however, have the Dark Forge and the Herzal's Horde, which you can grab an artifact from. So let's go ahead and start with our champion, and then we can start to look at this other stuff.
Sure.
All right. So capacity for the Penumbrum is going to be a pretty big deal. This champion eats morsels around it, and these morsels will have varying abilities. So they also have damage shields that they put up around you. You also get lifesteal on this one. So it's hard to say because a lot of these morsels will give you back health if you eat them, but they can also be attacked and destroyed by the other ones. Lifesteal, however, I think can get pretty nasty if done right. So you get Gorge, which gives us attack and health when we eat a unit, and so we can still eat those morsels around us. But when a unit with lifesteal attacks, it restores health equal to the damage dealt, decreases each time the unit attacks. So like I was finding when I've done like one run with this class, I was losing health pretty easily, but always getting it back right away with this one. I have not tried this one here, but I did run into, you need to have somebody with you that can do some damage outside of this champion, but then you don't really have the morsel, so I felt like I wasn't getting the benefit of it. And there'll be other cards in this deck that everybody's eating these morsels. So this is kind of nice to have that, but this also sounds cool too. I'll let you decide.
Let's go with the extra capacity. I know we've got also our supporting deck is the green stuff, the Awoken, and they have some pretty big creatures. So it might be nice to have that capacity.
I hate this one so much.
Yeah, so do I.
I cannot stand this gauge because it just ends up fucking you over pretty terribly.
It really does.
This one sounds pretty cool though.
It is good.
Yeah. So we'll grab this one, and then Divine Boons will give us 10 of this new currency, the pack shards, which there'll be an opportunity to cash those in. Also, the more shards you gain, the more enemies before the boss will be upgraded. I did not realize that spending this stuff will help me in the long run, so I was kind of hoarding it away and got my ass handed to me, and we just got some coin.
Yeah, that threat. So what happens with the Covenant is if you can get to the end of a run with 100 or over 100, you will fight the quote-unquote true ending boss, and he's hard. He's extremely hard.
Yes.
I fought him once, and he immediately it's a big wave of creatures who just keep popping in and popping in and popping in. And it's very difficult, and I lost.
This is telling us what our threat level is right now, because again, I know this is a little bit more advanced than what like a new player would be, but as we're showing off all the things that you'll get into, there's that. These trials are really cool. These are just bets or wagers you can turn on before each match. They don't change anything besides a reward that you can get, and non-boss enemies on this one will have +4 attack. What do you think? Should we leave it off?
Why don't we turn it on just to show people?
Okay. So now if we
get through it, we'll get that extra unit at the end, which is potentially useful. This game is a lot of risk reward over the course of everything. Every decision you make is a very risk reward decision.
Really quick, just an overview of what you're looking at here. Here's your deck. Here is your Ember, which is going to be your ability points. Here's your draw pile, discard pile, and turn. There's 3 layers. Well, there's four decks on a train. These are the 3 that you'll be working with the most. Your Pyre has the ability to attack at 20 with a health of 80. As we move through the game, we can upgrade both of these abilities, which is super helpful.
And you're trying to defend that Pyre. Like,
yes.
It's a card game, but it's also kind of like a tower defense game where your Pyre is the home. You're trying not to let these creatures get up. Every time you end a turn and a creature on the other side lives, it moves up to the next floor, and you now have to place new towers and things to stop it on the subsequent floors before it can get up to your Pyre and do damage.
There's an overview of what you currently have for capacity, cards drawn, etc. I can also look at my deck and see what we have to work with. So as far as like our champion, the only other attackers that we have, I mean, I can get some of these morsels from this card here, but you'll have the train stewards that will be fodder that we can throw out.
Those guys are pretty standard.
Yep. All right, so let's put our big guy out. You will suffer ancient power, and then we've got 3 more to work with. So I could put a steward up to help out, and then I want to get a morsel going. So now this morsel, if eaten, we get 1 ember plus an attack and a heart. But this will also be something that has no attack power but 1. So this could be, if I put it up here, it'll die right away, but it could take a hit before we do. So what I might do is put that back behind us, so then I will be able to eat this. So that's the plan right now, is to eat that. I don't have room for another train steward here, but I will drop this one up that way because I don't really need to do
planning ahead.
Yep.
Sure.
And we'll end the turn. So
maybe you should turn down your speed just so we can.
Oh yeah.
It is nice to have all these speed options, but
yeah,
just when we're learning, we get it.
All right, so this is that one card that we got at the start. This is going to give us 3, and it costs nothing. So now we've got 3 different morsels that we can use with this deck. So this is a minor.
And also that card had a specific thing called Consume on it when you used it, which means you can only use it once per battle, and then it goes away. It doesn't go to your discard pile. It like goes to your. It's taken out of the deck entirely for this match.
Yes. So Void Binding, we can apply Damage Shield, 2, Rage 6, and Ember Drain.
Again.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get a few more morsels just so we can plant them around here and see what we need to do. So I can,
now, currently, we don't have a way to actually eat morsels, do we?
We do. So that's this. We ate that the last time. So
Did we?
Yeah, our attack went up.
Okay.
So right now, this is going to give us 6 health if we need to heal. This one here, we're going to get more strength. So I want to eat that one for sure. And then this one here is going to give us more strength, but then also +6 there. So I'm going to put that one down and keep them going. And I think I will apply this damage shield. So now I've got the next 2 sources of damage will be nullified on him. And I don't need to use the Shade Speed, but I will put this to regen.
Not going to help you, though. He's still
No,
gonna die.
yeah, he's still going to die. All right, let's see what this does. So he just ate them.
Okay, I see.
Now, the problem we're running into here, I don't have, because of this thing, I think...
no, because of the Ember Drain on your on your Ember guy.
Yeah, this here.
So because he got attacked every time every time you... Oof, that's tough.
Yeah. So, problem is they're going to go up, which they don't have a ton of health, so you're going to see the pyre attack on this one. And we can't play anything, so we're just going to...
You can play your 0.
Alright, he's gone. Took a hit there. We're going to take another hit in this next one, and now we're at the boss. Now, if I can get rid of the boss here, we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I don't know if that's happening. Also on this boss route, so the way this works is you have these turns that are happening, and then if the turn ends, then people ascend to the next thing. Once you get to the boss has to go through every single thing that you've placed. So he's got to destroy everything on this bottom floor before he can move up to the next floor. And then you get another turn, and then he destroys everything on the next floor. That's kind of how this game is progressing in this way. But as you can see on the bottom right there, or kind of in the middle there, where the boss has a red X over him, which means you are going to kill him this turn if you just ended the turn right now.
Yep. So we're going to do that, and we will kill him here. And that's a victory. Not our best, but we did also get this draft.
Yeah, this is an interesting deck. I don't know if I love the way the Umbra is playing. I guess I could see where it can get really dirty.
I'm with you. So we've got Primal Dust. This will apply a damage shield. This here is also going to apply Rage and Ember Drain to a friendly unit. I don't want to deal with that. But Lifesteal and Ember Drain again, still not wonderful. Let's just go with this Primal Dust here.
Yeah, that's not bad.
So here's where we get an allied clan pack to choose from. These are going to be the spells that come with our allies. We've used a lot of Steel Enhancer on streams. I like that card a whole lot. What are your thoughts
Bobby,
here?
I had such a dirty deck where I made those Steel Enhancers. I gave them some enhancements where I could use them multiple times per turn, and I was just stacking them so often. It was great.
Oh my god, that's awesome. We got a few options here. They gave us one from Allied, which is a multi-strike. This one, I like this card quite a bit.
Yeah.
Then you have the Crucible Collector. It gets 1 lifesteal per gorge. And then when you summon a morsel unit to this floor, create a copy.
That seems good.
Yeah, which that's what we're trying to build here. And then unit essences, so you can see that also. All right, let's grab this one. And we'll show this loop here. You've got 2 paths you can choose after each battle. Once you choose a side, you cannot get the elements on the other one. However, if there's things in the center, you'll get those regardless of what side you choose. This is going to be a Merchant of Magic, which will let you upgrade spells in your hand. This will let you upgrade units in your hand. This is just going to be money that you get. This is always going to be, if you see a banner, it'll tell you what class you can get. So I feel more confident on the right side for this one.
I agree.
And let's grab this unit, and then we can see what we can upgrade on it. Thorn Hollow is a real nasty, big old beast. You get spikes, and spikes attack. The attacker takes 1 damage per stack. This also rejuvenates when healed, even at full health. Sweep attacks all enemies on the floor, but also you get Slay after a killing blow, which increases your damage output. I'll let you pick here, Chase.
I really like Sweep here. I think when you have a bunch of smaller units on the enemy, they can just take them out all at once, and having that Slay, he will get more powerful as we go.
Anytime you come to a shop, I agree, by the way. Anytime you come to a shop, you have the option to purchase a card for 50 coin. You can re-roll the store down here at the bottom for 50. But here are things that we can buy and apply to a card. So if we got Battlestone, for example, costs 20, it'll show you what we're going to get. Cards have by default 2 spots. You can upgrade that down through other means and get things added to it. So we would be adding attack and heart, which we're looking at sweep. I think that would be an okay thing for this one.
I think we should put that on there, and I think we should put the multi-strike on there as well.
Okay. So we'll grab multi-strike, and then we're going to put that on here. And that card has now become pretty deadly.
And then maybe take I like that shield stone. Maybe put that on the Morsel Master.
Yep. So now this damage shield will protect it for 1 round. So we've got that.
It'll keep him alive as we're trying to make more copies of those morsels.
So before we click, because I'll do one more round here where we're fighting.
Well, why don't you go to the middle first and see what's available there?
Oh yeah, sorry. Divine Temple.
So
go ahead.
Yeah, so you showed off the essences of cards. In the middle here, you see this engage pack where you can actually feed cards into other cards, and you don't feed everything, but you feed their essence into this. It is relatively expensive. It's technically free, but it's going to make the game way harder.
Yeah.
So why don't you start it? You don't have to accept it, but you can at least show off the mechanic.
So
and then toggle the essences so you can see what you got there.
So we can take that over here, right?
Yeah, like if we sacrifice one of those train stewards and put it into our shattered shells, then we'd gain a +5 attack and +15 health, which might be good, might be useful. I don't think we need to do this at the moment. I think we're still okay.
Yeah.
In fact, I probably want to try getting rid of those train stewards eventually. But that is how you can kind of feed cards into other cards and get more stuff out of the deal.
And there's some other things that you can do here too. You can upgrade other spells that you have, etc. But that's a cool. That's not always going to be the case for like this Divine Temple. You might have the other one that gives you an artifact or something like that. So the loop, we just did battle. You'll always come and have a spot where you can shop, upgrade, heal things, etc. And then you go back into the next battle, and that's what we're gonna do here.
Yeah, maybe we'll call this the last battle because this game can go on for quite a while.
Absolutely,
and we can nerd out about mechanics, but this is a game people should just play. It's really, really good.
So I'm not gonna turn on the Mark of Invasion because I don't care about money.
Smart. And I hate that one. Like,
yes,
putting stuff on every floor is a real bastard.
Look at that. We got our sweep. We got our big guy. We will, however, not have room for morsels. Oh, yeah, sorry. He adds one in there. So if I put this one down, that'll still give us 2.
Love it.
And then if I put him up, when you summon a morsel unit on... So I could put him here. But then
I'd put him in the bottom, yeah. And then you can have the morsels... I wonder how the copy works.
Yeah, I agree. Steel Enhancer, I feel like that would be best suited here on our suite.
Yep.
And then I will plan ahead with the Train Steward. And so we've just exhausted our deck, and I feel like we're off to a good start. So you'll see him do this heal. Nope, he didn't. He didn't kill him. All right. So now I can get a morsel, and if we play one of these, so this one here gives us an ember. I like that one. I'm gonna put him behind.
Okay.
Regardless, the unit.
So
was
it did
not,
make a copy there, but you can see on the capacity the
it
yellow
goes
pips
over.
are what you have, and then the orange. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So we can't summon anything more there, but we can go over because of that copy ability. That's great. That's really cool.
Yeah. So I don't think I can play this one here, of course, as you were saying.
But it stays in your hand. So, well, it doesn't stay in your hand. It stays in your deck. So even if you discarded it, it will come back up around and you get it back.
And I just went ahead and put a regen on this middle one just to have that.
Okay.
No attack. So he just
needs the regen more.
Yeah. All right, there's that. Consume and apply damage shield. We don't have anybody out here, so that might not be a bad thing to just put that on.
But maybe heal him first.
I think this one here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then actually you've got, yeah, probably just throw in your morsels as well.
There we go.
Since those are free.
Gains and a damage shield. Life steal. Let's do that one.
Okay.
All right.
And then use the prismal dust.
Yeah.
So when you use it, unlike Magic, sorry I keep going to Magic the Gathering, but Magic the Gathering has those kinds of X cards too that you can pay as much as you want. In this game, those are your enders. Like you use that card and it uses all the available ember you have left to upgrade those spells.
This is going to give me a little bit more attack and life steal, so I'll put him back in there. We got two of those.
Yep.
God, that's a pretty nasty thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't even play anything. Well, maybe play your Train Stewards up, but I wouldn't play
Yeah.
anything else.
Don't need to do... Well, Ember Drain doesn't matter. Yeah, I guess it does.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Okay.
I mean, it probably doesn't matter at this point. You've got all these morsels that cause 0, but...
I could use this one. It's going to apply damage, right? No, it's not healing anything. Never mind.
Yeah, you're not healing anything yet.
We're gonna kill everybody
next.
here.
Yep, it's over.
The little morsels fighting are pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So he just ate them.
It's pretty good.
It can get pretty nasty. So rewards from that. And so that costs nothing. We get more on the floor. I'm always a big fan of adding that into it.
Mm-hmm.
This one's pretty cool. So there are different levels of morsels, and if you use this one, it does 3 damage, and if you kill something, you'll get 2 uncommon or rare morsels. I do like that one. This was also a pretty handy card to have, as we just saw.
I might do that one on the right.
Yeah.
Like, that's... Because you don't have a lot of things that do direct damage, so when you have a lot of those little creatures that only cost 1... I mean, you've got your big sweeper, but we're not always going to have him.
What would you pick here out of the Allied Clan pack?
Probably the Enhancer again.
Yeah.
Especially because you've got stuff that does Ember Drain, so you need more 0-cost cards. And stuff like that.
So this is where they start to give you some more options. Here, we would get an artifact. We could heal our pyre, which we did take some damage on that. We would get the cavern, which this is more of like an event. So there could be...
Yeah, it's like a chance card kind of thing. Let's go to the left. I want to see what the Umbra units are.
Yeah.
Because we're not doing another battle, but I want to see just some other cards.
So we had another Morsel Master that we can get, which we do like that one. This one summons the Antumbra, which I don't know what that is. Eaten. Oh, okay. So it just gives you some health, and then it also gives you the Magma. That's pretty damn good.
Those are pretty good. He does cost 2 though. He is a little expensive. I might go with the Morsel Master, because if you had 2 of those on a floor, then you'd be getting triple.
Yep.
I think you'd be getting triple the morsels.
And
that'd be rad.
I don't know if there's anything here worth upgrading. So there's a large stone. That one's pretty good.
That's pretty good. I don't know who you'd put it on though. Because you don't want to put it on your Morsel Masters. You want them small.
Oh, does it add it?
It adds a capacity, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And your train stewards, honestly, those are cards you probably want to purge eventually. Yeah. I might put a Heartstone on one of your Morsel Masters just to keep it alive more.
This one has damage shield.
Like, maybe the one without the damage shield, because the damage shield's going to keep him alive.
Yeah. All right. Anything else we need to do here?
I mean, why don't you go ahead and grab the strength and put it on one of the Morsel Masters?
Put it on you. There we go.
It's just free damage, Bobby. It's free real estate.
It's free real estate. And then the Divine Temple. Oh, let me show you the cavern really quick.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We'll show all this off and we'll wrap it up here. All right, the Historian. So we can get Quick. We can get Permafrost, which applies silence to enemy units. What silence do? Disables triggered abilities.
Mm-hmm.
And then Trample. So when attacking, excess damage is applied to the subsequent enemy unit. That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. I would say the best one here, again, we're not really going to get a chance to use it, but I like getting Quick. So you attack before the enemies do, and if you had that on your Sweeper, he gets to attack and just kill all the tiny guys before they have a chance to even hit you, which is super useful. And it's potentially useful on any unit, but it's very useful on a Sweeper unit.
And then the Divine Temple, same thing.
Yeah,
Nothing.
Why don't you feed a card into a card just so you can see what that's about?
I don't think I have enough to do it.
Yeah, you do. I mean, it's free.
Oh, okay.
Why don't you sacrifice a Train Steward and put it into your Shattered Shell, just so people can kind of see. So that's going to put +5 and +15. There you go.
And that took us up to 35.
Mm-hmm. And why don't you do the other one? Bobby, I'm sorry, I might be screwing up your run, but this is kind of just to show people. Why don't you do the other ones too, since they're all free?
Okay, this is going to upgrade a spell with 10 magic and piercing.
So, you could put that on the Antumbra Assault.
Yeah.
And so it's doing 3 damage now, but if you try to put it on there, now it does 13 damage and pierces, which means it goes through armor. So that gives you an even better chance of getting that slay mechanic where you get the extra morsels. So that's probably pretty good. And then if you put the Extreme Stone on it too, look at how much damage it does there. That's probably a little overkill, but it is nice. And if you put it on something else, like your Restoration Detonation, it just heals you way more.
Yeah.
They're pretty useful things.
All right, so now I am fucked royally.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Threat level extreme. Threat level midnight.
You know what? Do you want to do this? It's a boss fight. It's threat level extreme. You can watch. People can watch how it all goes awry.
Yeah, let's fucking do it, man. Who cares?
All right, let's do it.
We love this game. So there's not a way to do one of the trials here on a boss fight, but as you gain more shards, yada, 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 this includes bonus to strength and health. So you're going to see some other abilities. It just gets so nasty, man.
Yeah. It's bad. It's bad. It's good bad, but it's bad.
So they have Rage 2. Rage is going to give them 2 damage stack, but that decreases every turn. Oh,
so
boy.
they'd get 4 damage, and then the stack would go down, and then get 2. Yeah.
All right. So we're going to put out our big boy. We're going to do our other big boy. And we're going to do our Morsel Master.
You know, actually, he's got... so he's got damage shield 3, so I might have put him in the front so you didn't take any damage from...
That's true.
That's fine. That's fine. You're all good. You're all good.
So now we got 2 of these. All right, let's do it.
You're going to be just fine. Yep. So each of those guys hits 9. So we're really hoping we can get quick on our big, thick guy. Our
problem is that
guy.
he's going to die. He's going to die.
Yeah.
This will be over quick.
Yeah, you can do things. See, now they're not going to die. The second one is going to die. I'd maybe play him... Well, no, don't play him down there, because you can't put morsels down there anymore.
That's true.
Yeah, I guess play him up there.
We're going to lose him.
Yeah, your champion's dead anyway. Once your champion's dead,
it's over.
It's not game over, but it's not great.
Yeah. Not good. Not good. That was a sloppy move on my part.
Okay, you got quick.
Yeah.
Quick's helpful. And you can take out that one with the Antumbra. Yeah, actually do that, because you're...
And I don't want to do Ember Drain.
I mean, you might as well at this point. I mean, it sucks, but he gets the damage shield, which is going to keep you alive.
Yeah.
And then, well, I would have done the morsels too. Because they're just free at that point.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so you're good this turn, because you've got quick, so all those guys are dead.
Yep.
So all those guys are fucked. Steel Enhancer on him, for sure. And then, I mean, you might as well throw out those little morsels. So it's just giving you a bunch of people that can be damage shields, I guess.
Oh, so he can eat them too. Good to know.
Oh, okay, that's actually really good. Okay, you might be okay. Look at this. Like, you're still fine. You're gonna kill all these things.
Can do that. Get some more health.
Yeah, go for it.
And that's that.
Yep. Look at that. See,
Wow.
you're fine. You're fine. You may be a little less fine now. Actually, no, you're fine. Look at that. She's got the X on her. It's over.
There's that. Steel
All of this
Enhancer.
is just unnecessary, but great.
We're having fun now.
Yep, use that, and then use your Antumbra Assault just to hit her some more. And then you can put him on the second level if you want.
It's free real estate.
It's free real estate.
Wow.
Look at that. See, you're fine.
Oh my god. So
Yeah,
we
let's see your spoils.
Awoken's Rail Spike restores friendly units to full health. Deal 30 damage to the front enemy unit.
Well, you got a lot of things that cost 0, so the Rail Spike probably doesn't help you that much.
Yeah.
The Wildwood potentially could help you for your champion, because you've been taking
Yep.
a lot of damage with him.
Yep.
And Forever Consume's good, but it seems like it's gonna... I don't think you need it.
This is another morsel maker. We've got another allied unit here. This one's pretty good.
Sure.
Lifesteal. And then this is one of the things after a boss, you get to choose one of the enhancements. Whether you get one more, so your pyre is going to get an upgrade the same across the board, but do you want to get an extra ember to play each round, an extra card, or an extra unit? I have been going over here a lot more than I used to.
Well, I think for this deck specifically, where you have all these morsels and you can make copies and copies of morsels, then yeah, having the extra capacity is really helpful. On some decks, the extra ember makes a ton of sense. On some, like having just that one extra card is super useful.
Yep.
Okay, one last thing I want to show before we end. Go to the right side and go to the vortex. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is, if you've heard us play any sort of deck building game before, I've always told Bobby about a deck engine, which is trying to make sure that the things you want to do in your deck happen as many times as possible. So in this deck, we're trying to make morsels and eat morsels. So anything that's not really doing that isn't as useful. Right. Now, there are some exceptions. So we've got like our big, the shell there that does the multi-strike and sweep. Like, he is there to take out other little things. He's kind of in the middle there. There you go.
Yeah.
So he's a super well-built card, and we kind of want him, but he's not necessarily doing anything for our engine. But the train stewards are doing nothing for us. They are just in the way. They are cards that we don't want to draw because they're just useless. I mean, they're not useless. They're damage shields, but they're not helping our deck. So we can remove up to 2 of those by going to the vortex, and now we get the better cards that we want more often.
So there's an Awoken Hollow. This one gets 60 max health, rejuvenate. This is the multi-strike. It attacks an additional time each. You can build this thing up pretty nasty too, and it does takes up less room. So I don't know how much we would be using it next to what we already had, but what would you pick here?
I would probably actually go with the hollow. The cultivate 2 is really good. That increases the attack and health of anything. If it gets healed, you have a few different cards that can heal you. So if you just put those on him, then he makes a unit around him much better.
Let's see. Our pyre gets 15 attack. Friendly units enter with lifesteal 2.
That rules.
Yeah. Apply dazed to enemy units when they enter the floor below the pyre. That's also pretty nice, but we're going to do this lifesteal here. So now we've got that up there. Let me upgrade our champion. So this one has the lifesteal on it with Gorge. I think that we were going this route though, because we had the Architect the first time. This gives us even more on the floor that we have, so that gives us even more capacity. But
honestly, at this point, we have a bunch of capacity built in. Maybe getting the extra stuff with the Gorge and kind of playing it more down the middle would be the way I would go. And then you can't choose it, but on the left there, that middle section, can you mouse over it? The one that doubles?
Grayed out. It's this one here that I'm going over.
Okay, you can't even mouse over it. But using that, it allows you to double any card that's not your champion in your deck. So we could get a second shell, smash shell or whatever it's called. And then that would be so dirty that we could have 2 of those things. That would be incredible.
So here's some options we have right now for upgrading. Any of these stand out to you?
Permafrost is something interesting that you could show off. It just allows you to keep a card in your hand. It doesn't get discarded. So there are some cards that might not be useful to you on that turn, but you want to make sure you continue to have because it could be useful, on something where you could double, or maybe like on the card that you have that gives you the X. You have the X cost card. If you kept that in your hand long enough, maybe there's a time where it's super useful, and you can apply it when you have more Ember to use. But like that's just another mechanic. Bobby, this game rules. I love this game. All the decks play really differently. I like the way that you can always use the multicolors. In fact, you're forced to use the multicolors where, hey, I have the Umbra deck that plays in this way, but what's a good deck that supports this? And how can I find cards that can, change the way my engine works? And all these different decks have lots of different engines in them. So the Hellhorn has one where you're just trying to stack as much damage as possible. You have that rage meter that you can put on people. There's a card. In fact, when I saw the Frostbite, or not Frostbite, the Frozen one, the Permafrost, there's a card that doubles your rage, and if I can keep that in my hand, and then once I've stacked up a bunch of rage, now I double all that rage. And then there's an artifact in the game that says your rage doesn't decrease at the end of the turn. Think of how nasty that could be when you've just built up all this rage that's giving you 2 attack per stack, and you're getting your rage built up to like 100, 200, 300 rage, and it's never decreasing each turn. It's the way you can build combos in this game are very cool, and then it's even cooler to watch as you have an enemy that still finds a way to exploit a weakness out of that.
Despite all of our rage, we're still just rats in cages. Chase, this game's awesome. I love it so much. I'm happy that we got to go over some stuff and show everybody you should play this game. It's everywhere. Well, not everywhere, but it's on PC and Switch, the 2 places that matter most to us here at the show. And you can absolutely check it out. It's worth checking it out. Please go out, support what's going on with it. We'll probably stream this game a couple more times in the future because we just have so much fun with it. And that you can follow along with. Twitch.tv/casualhour. Monday night specifically is something called Casual Mondays, where Chase and I play games almost exactly like Monster Train, where we do a lot of card building, deck building, roguelike, turn-based tactics games. It's a great time. We do that 10:30 p.m. Central. Wednesday nights is when we actually record our podcast with our other co-hosts, Johnny and Patrick. We have a great time. We do deep dives into gaming categories and gaming subject matter. We do monthly preview episodes. We tell you about games we've been playing, cover gaming news. It's always a great time. And Friday is just a standard Let's Play, and that usually rotates in some multiplayer games that the group of us can play. Other times it's more single-player focused stuff that like I might do solo, check out new games. It's always a good time. If you don't want to watch us and just want to listen to us, you can go to anywhere podcasts are found and find our episodes. We usually publish our new podcast Friday mornings around 9 a.m. Central. And again, like and subscribe. Leave us a comment below. Is there a deck build that you've run with? Is there a class that you think we should check out? What has been one of your favorite things from Monster Train, and what are you excited about? Chase, this is awesome. Thank you so much for being here for this quick look and walking me through some of your strategies. I look forward to playing this game with you in the very near future.
Same. Thank you.